Hey, hi, hello. It's the LaSala show. This is the 2023 slash 2024 NFL preview show. How say you? I say good day. I say good fucking day because there's an actual real game tonight. The Chiefs, the Lions. Let's get it on. Now, a lot of drama during the offseason with my team in particular. Aaron Rodgers sort of forces his way out of Green Bay and joins the Jets, much like Brett Favre did. And then what do you know? The Jets are put on Hard Knocks, the HBO popular series that documents the offseason of a random team, usually a shitty one. And out of curiosity, I watched the first episode and turned it off about halfway through. It was sort of like watching your ex-girlfriend of like 15 years go on a blind date and look charming as fuck and do all the things that she never did when y'all were together. So I couldn't watch that. But I hope he plays 65% of his snaps so that we get the Jets' #1 overall pick, which will, well, we'll get to that later. A little bit of news. Travis Kelce, the guy that I drafted #1, which I never draft a tight end #1 in fantasy football ever. Oh, he's questionable tonight. Fantastic. I have some questions about the NFL season. First coach to get fired. Prediction: Ron Rivera, Washington Commanders. Which quarterback will get benched first? Non-injury cost. Sam Howell from the aforementioned Commanders. Ryan Tannehill, the Titans. You know, they just drafted Will Levis. They also have Malik Willis. If things go south, they may try to move on to the future. CJ Stroud. No, I think they're going to let him take his lumps. This may actually be one of the ones where he's out because of injury. Mac Jones. It's a dark horse because he now has a actual offensive coordinator instead of a couple of bozos trying to figure shit out in New England. But then Bailey Zappi is on their practice squad. I'm just saying, if Mac Jones gets out to a sketchy start, you know how cutthroat Bill Belichick is. Honorable mention, Jimmy Garoppolo. So the Raiders are a fucking mess. I mean, there are even rumors that Devontae Adams would be open to returning to the Packers. Just because the only reason he went there was to play with his old college teammate, Derek Carr. And now Derek Carr is playing for the Saints. And he's stuck with Jimmy G. Oh, porn star fucking Jimmy G. Oh, check down Jimmy G. And then they have a rookie, what's his name? Aiden O'Connell, who fucking lit it up in the preseason, who could be taking his job. I mean, it's a whole rebuilding project in Las Vegas. So those are my thoughts on the quarterbacks. Doug Peterson, coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, cut his own son, a tight end, from the 53-man roster. Now, he did sign him to the practice squad, which is like, I guess, it's like, bro, we don't want like nepotism straight up, but we'll give you a little bit of it, you know? That's got to be awkward, though. A little awkward when you're telling your own son, hey, you didn't make the team, but we're going to try to get you on the practice squad. It's good times. I'm sure there's no resentment in that household. In college news, Deion Sanders makes his debut as the Colorado head coach with his son playing quarterback and a bunch of other transfers. And they beat TCU, who was in the championship game last year in Texas. But he went a little too hard, in my opinion. Now, granted, a lot of people were doubting Colorado and what they could do and how good of a coach Deion was, prime time. And, yo, his son balled out. They got a dude playing wide receiver and cornerback, which is something that I think Deion wanted to do his entire career at Florida State, but they just wouldn't let him. So I wouldn't get on the hype train too soon. Like, it's a cool story, bro, but also let's relax, because when they go, I don't know how many games are in college football, like 12 or 13. When they go like 6 and 7, yeah, that's a good year. They only won one game last year. So they're already on the right track. And they're favored against Nebraska this week. So we'll see how that goes. I just didn't like how cocky and how he was like yelling at people for no reason. Like, you should be happy. You should be like, oh, yep, we came out here, we handled our business, on to the next game. Instead, he had like this like weird, like, I told you so energy, which, I mean, maybe that's what it takes to be a head coach. I don't know. We'll see how it works out for him. Also sticking with college, Michigan, their head coach, Jim Harbaugh, recently came out and said that he wants all the NIL making motherfuckers, all those dudes getting endorsements at auto dealerships and fucking fast food restaurants. He wants them to share with their teammates. Are you saying this to like make everybody on your team like you more? Are you saying this because it's morally, debatably true? Like, you should, like, let's say I'm the star quarterback at Michigan or whatever the fuck college you want to put in there. I'm getting sponsored by like fucking Raising Canes, and they're like, you're getting this, and this, and then my center who snaps me the ball every day, and I have to like go under his grundle, whenever you go take the hike. You touch his taint every play almost, unless you're in shotgun. You want me to pay him some of my money? I mean, me as a person, I would do that. I'm a very generous person. I just don't have any money. That's how I know there's no God. If there was a God, I would have won the lottery by now, and I would have given away so much money to so many people. It's not always how it works. So I kind of feel you, Jim Harbaugh, but kind of a weird thing to say. Early predictions for comeback player of the year. I mean, you have to be a literal bag of dicks if you do not vote for Damar Hamlin from the Bills, who fucking died on the field and came back to life. And some people are claiming has been cloned. That's my favorite. And he made the team. Like that would have been a hard one if he really sucked in the preseason and they were like, look, DeMar, like, we know what you've been through and everything, but you're not going to make the 53. Sorry. Maybe we can get you on the practice squad. I don't know. Sorry, I just got back from the dentist and my mouth is a little numb right now, son. But yeah, if you want to make that bet, fucking hammer it home. Trey Lance got traded to the Cowboys. Cowboys gonna cowboy, right? Uh, so they already have Dak Prescott, who is supposedly their franchise quarterback forever, but he threw the most interceptions in the league last year. Now they did go like 12-5 or something like that, whatever it is. But they lost in the playoffs first round, right? Um, I hate the Cowboys. I hate Jerry Jones. Not even really a big fan of Mike McCarthy, even though he brought us a Super Bowl back in 2010. Getting Trey Lance could be a genius move, or it could wreck the entire locker room. Let's say Dallas goes out and starts like 1-2, and Dak has like a couple of poor games, overthrowing people, tossing interceptions. CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup are upset. Michael Parsons starts talking off. And the unknown is Trey Lance, who the 49ers spent 3 first-round draft picks on, only to trade him away for a 4th-round pick. And the 49ers are probably going to win the NFC conference this year with literally the last draft pick of last year, Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy. So they seem to have recovered from that very well. And yet the Cowboys just can't get it right. There was a soundbite shortly after Trey Lance was traded to the Cowboys, in which Dak Prescott I thought handled it well. He was like, "Hey, it's a business, da 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 da," like saying all the right things. Bro, just fucking go win some playoff games, right? Though you have one of the most talented rosters in the league. Fucking win a Super Bowl. All right, so here are my playoff picks. Last year, I did okay. I was mid. It was like I got like 60% right. This year, though, did my research. I was going to go through every single team in the league and kind of break them down, but there's just so many bad teams. Y'all don't want to hear that. All right, so in the AFC, I got the Chiefs, the Bills, the Bengals, the Jaguars, the Dolphins, the Browns, and the Chargers. Book it. In the NFC, I got the 49ers, the Eagles, the Go Packers, the Saints, because God, that division is awful. The Cowboys, the Seahawks, and the Lions. Although I was this close to switching out the Lions and the Falcons. I can't really tell because I don't know if last year's Lions were an anomaly. I don't know if they regress. I mean, we're always thinking about injuries. What could happen? What could happen? But I think my Green Bay Packers win the division this year. And that's not just through looking green and gold glasses, all right? I think Jordan Love is more than capable of being at least as good as Aaron Rodgers last year. And if you noticed, when I picked out my AFC playoff teams, the Jets weren't on that list. I love Aaron Rodgers. Like I said, I'll always have feelings for him. He brought me a Super Bowl at a crucial point in my life. I think he's a cool guy off the field, but I don't think he is as great of a quarterback as he once was. I think he's a little stubborn. I think he's sort of selfish, sort of the smartest guy in the room, which is fine. He probably is. I mean, based on Robert Saleh and Nathaniel Hackett, he might as well be the head coach. But they have a very tough schedule in the first, 5-6 weeks. If they start like 2-4, boy, there's going to be some ruffling of feathers in New Jersey. So that's my predictions. Tonight is the Chiefs and the Lions. I have the Chiefs winning easily. I also have the over. And God, I hope Travis Kelce plays. The bottom line is I'm back. I'm back, bitch. Football season is here. I will be breaking it down every single week. And I'm not going to post any of my bets yet because week 1 is always a little wonky. I don't want to mislead you, but I will remind you that last year I finished $100,000 over what I bet. I mean, you can do the math. I've never even seen $100,000, but we're talking hypotheticals here. So follow me on Instagram, the LaSala Show. I'm on YouTube if you're watching this now, Facebook, whatever. Still not into Twitter or X, whatever it is. But until next time, don't die.